Hey guys, it's Cannibal Cat. I am here to film a video that I've promised you guys for like the past month. So, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be answering some of your questions that you guys have given me. I have them on my iPod. I'm very smart. I'm also very tired. It's Jordan's birthday. He's over there, not paying attention, as he usually does. So, let's just get into this. I have quite a few. So, I'm gonna try and answer the brief ones briefly and the non-brief ones still briefly. So, first one is, do you consider yourself a punk, a goth, or a metalhead of some sort? The answer is yes to all of those, and also no to all of those, because I am and I am not, and you take what you may from that. Thoughts on MCR? I'm not an emo kid, but I fell in love with them lately, and I want to know if that's normal. That is normal. You're allowed to like whatever bands you like. I'm not too much a fan of MCR. I like a few of their songs, but I wouldn't even consider myself a fan. I like, 3 songs. That's whatever. Know the band, The Birthday Massacre? If so, do you love, hate, care about them at all? If not, I would highly recommend you listening to them. Yes, I do know of them. I haven't listened to them in a while, but I am a pretty fan of them. I like their work. I think that they deserve more credit than they get. And I think they're touring soon. I would like to go see them, but I probably won't, knowing me. A few questions. What's your favorite type of creatures? What's my favorite type of creature? There's a lot of questions in this question. So, favorite type of creatures. Creatures as in both animal and mythological, I assume. I like cats are probably my all-time favorite animal, followed by cows, otters, like dragons, any kind of fluffy woodland creature like foxes or like, foxes. Yeah, I like, but mythologically, I'm a big fan of dragons. I've always been. I think they're pretty fucking cool. Do I have a favorite color / smell of candles? I generally go for black candles just because aesthetic, and I like black candles. But as far as smell, I'm usually a sucker for like birthday cake or anything that smells like cupcakes or like a bakery. Vanilla is generally pretty cool. I'm not as big of a candle person as I am an incense person. I do like patchouli and Nag Champa and generally those kinds of scents, but I don't burn them here anymore, which makes me a little bit sad. Do you like rain? I do like rain. I don't get much of it here in Southern California, so when it happens, it's like, wow, I'm feeling misplaced. I'm actually not a very goth person because I really enjoy the sun. I'm used to the sun, and it's a thing that, I enjoy. And, are you doing any type of art? If so, could you show us? I will insert some clips here. So here's some of the art that I have done. This was done maybe freshman, sophomore year with watercolor. This one is like a little comic of Jordan because he gets really mad, and I think it's cute when he plays video games. This is a painting I did of me and Jordan, also with watercolor. We're little elves. So there's that, and also over here there's some little comic things I made of Beetlejuice, Sweeney Todd, and Pinhead, and also Avoidia Deets. Just some little doodles. I also have some digital art that I'll throw up on the screen, and yeah. I mostly do abstract stuff, but that is all my dad's. So yeah. I do art. I do drawing, painting, sketching, depending on my mood. I don't do it as much as I used to. I used to draw all the fucking time, but yeah, I do it sometimes. How can someone rely on their partner as much as you do? Because I want to do it too, but sometimes anxiety appears to tell me everything is gonna end soon. Anyway, love your style. Hi from Spain. Hi. That's a really interesting question, actually. It's a fine line to walk, I think, as far as relying on your partner while having anxiety. I think it's important that your partner is supportive of you. If he's not, or if they're not, then that's definitely gonna hinder you. Like, Jordan is super fucking, like, compassionate and understanding, and he may not know where I'm coming from, but he's still there to, like, you know, help me. And I think it really depends on the person. If they are truly, you know, there for you and truly love you and support you, they will help you. You just have to be open with them, basically. Just, you know, make sure they know where you're coming from and don't hide your feelings. Because if you are, like, freaking out over something and, like, you try and push it down, you're gonna end up blowing up over some other issue, and it's just basically just have an open line of communication and make sure that both parties know what's going on. Because also, if you are too reliant on them, they may feel very drained. That was a previous relationship I had. It will drain the life out of you, so just be aware of what you're doing, you know? Who are some of your biggest inspirations when it comes to makeup? This is an interesting question, because I do have some people that I really, really enjoy their work, although I don't so much imitate it. I guess inspiration is a good word. My favorite Instagram account of all time is V for Void. I think she is just so amazing, and it blows my mind that she's only like 17. I love V for Void. I also love Casper Blaze, or Blaze. I think she's fucking awesome as well. Rotten Morgue is another one who I think, these are all on Instagram, I think she does some fucking awesome work too. Basically just any person who has a look that's kind of like uniquely them and they're doing something different and original, I support that, and I think that's really fucking cool. Mostly on Instagram. I don't really know any big name people who truly do inspire me. If you could live anywhere, where would it be? This question always is really weird to me, because I do like California. I like the weather. I like how multicultural it is. I think it's really cool, but my kind of dream is to settle down somewhere like in Colorado, or like somewhere very green and like have a little farm. That's like my dream. But I also want to visit like Europe and Japan, like definitely Germany, Italy, Norway, Finland, New Zealand. Want to visit those places, but live anywhere? Either where I'm at or some more rural area of the United States. If you could have any mythical creature as a pet, what would it be? If I could have a little pseudo dragon, that'd be fucking cool as shit. Just like a little dragon friend, not like a giant one, but like a little one. Also, favorite horror game. Sorry if I asked too many questions. You did not ask too many questions. Questions are great. Favorite horror game. The funny thing about this is that I don't play too many horror games because they freak me out, like, really bad. I can watch horror movies all day, every day, but when I'm actually playing a game and I'm, like, there, it's really scary. But I do play Dead by Daylight with, my friends occasionally. It's like essentially Slender Man, but, like, one of your friends is Slender Man, and you have to, like, hide and do some shit, and it's really creepy. There's a game that I downloaded. I don't play it much anymore, but it's called Terror Dome, and it's like a Mortal Kombat-esque kind of clone, but all of the people you're playing as are horror movie villains, like slasher, like classic horror movie characters. You can download that online. There's like, it's just a free indie game type thing. But yeah, I don't play many horror games. Have you any advice for a baby bat like me? Not really. That's the thing, is like when it comes to like baby bat thing, whatever you want to do and be interested in, you're gonna be interested in, you know? Like as far as the culture goes, you know, of course, there's always the advice of look into the goth bands, look into the roots of the traditional goth kind of style and music. Other than that, it's free reign, man. Like, there is no rules to being goth or any, like, you know, tips for being goth. I don't know. Just investigate what interests you, and if there is a particular style that you like, look into the bands that kind of, like, pioneered that style. Like, you know, if you like death rock, look into Christian Death. Or if you like weird, slumpy, sad goth, look into The Cure, you know, whatever. If you like vampires, listen to Bauhaus. that's all I really have to say. Good luck with your adventures. How long have you been goth, and what interests slash draws you to it? It's one of those things where I'd like to say I've been a goth for like ever, but I only ever like dawned on me when I was maybe in 7th grade. That's when I started being a fucking weirdo and dressing a little bit differently than my peers. What draws me to it is, not gonna lie, mostly the aesthetics slash my own brain. Of course, it is something that's really cool to look at. I like the way it looks compared to your average everyday Joe, you know. I'm an artist by nature, so I like to make things into an art piece, kind of, you know, just, what's the word I'm looking for? Customize it, you know? So, if there's anything I can do to customize me and myself, of course I will. Hence the piercings and makeup and dressing in a way that's a little bit more theatrical. And you know, anyone with a poetic kind of mind or heart will probably be drawn to the goth culture, so that's kind of where I stand on that. I think I'm just kind of a weird, artsy piece of shit. You are awesome. I love your videos and point of view. Random question for your Q&A. Do you like science fiction? And if so, what kind of it? Have a nice day. You too, man. That's a weird one, because I've always kind of been a, like, rallier of medieval versus sci-fi. I will always choose medieval. Like, I think Lord of the Rings is a much better series than Star Wars. Fight me on that. But I do like the movie Alien. Like, in the Aliens movie, I think is pretty cool because it is rather horror-based. I haven't watched or read much sci-fi. It's hard for me to take a stance on that. I always kind of say no, but I mean, if I looked into more stuff, you know, feel free to give me suggestions as to movies or books that are science fiction that I might like, but I do like Aliens. The movie, of course. Do you have any pets? If so, what are they and what are their names? If not, are there any pets you would like to have? As of moving in with Jordan, I do have 2 dogs. They're named Atlas and Odin. They're big dogs. They're cool. You know, I'm not a dog person, to be quite honest, but I like Atlas because he's very soft. I don't know. I'm a cat person at heart. I like cats much more than I like dogs, but they're cool. You know, they're loud. If you could live in any book, series slash TV show slash movie, what would it be and why? Oh, that's a lot to choose from. Ooh. And it's also weird because, me being me, most of my interests are very dark and macabre and not exactly cheerful. So I don't think I want to live in most of the things that I'm interested in. Like, Sweeney Todd, but I don't want to live in London in that time because it's really gross, but I like the aesthetics of it. If I were to take this question really seriously, there's a book series that I was really into, when I was younger. It was called, like, it was by Nancy Farmer, and it started with The Sea of Trolls, and then there was The Land of the Silver Apples, and then there was another one I may or may not have read, but it was, like, set in Viking berserker times, and it was, like, super based on, like, Norse mythology, and it was super fucking awesome, and it just gave me such good feelings. So maybe then, like, can I go back to, like, the Viking days, just for the tranquility of it all, and yet not tranquility. So yeah, I'm thinking that, because anything else would be really dark and I'd probably die. What is your favorite song? What is your favorite AFI song slash album? Also, I love you. Hi, I love you too. This is a question, dude. If you know me, you know that AFI is my favorite band of all time. So, my favorite album is definitely Sing the Sorrow, followed by December Underground. But my favorite song, oh, I can't do that one. I can never do it. It's probably, But Home Is Nowhere, The Great Disappointment, Serial Wars, which is like the totally opposite spectrum, but there's so many AFI songs that I love. Basically anything off of Sing the Sorrow / December Underground is just really fucking great. Do you believe absolute uniqueness is a possible thing, or are you convinced that everyone and everything is just a copy of another? Who is, in your opinion, the most unique person, and why do you think they are? Also, in your opinion, what is a unique person? Hope that's not a hard one. Sarah, I'm gonna fight you. This is a hard question, and a question that I'm pondering basically every day of my life. As someone in the goth subculture / any subculture, there is a desire to be unique. The irony in that being that you're all bound together by many common denominators. I don't really think there's too much of uniqueness, you know? I think it's just a matter of taking two different things that were original once, and, you know, you can put them together and it'll be a hybrid of sorts. Like, that's the closest thing you can get to original nowadays, which isn't bad, because there's a lot of different things that you can do, and there's endless combinations, you know, of different styles and, you know, whatever you want to do, but, and the most unique person? I don't fucking know, dude. Like, basically, a lot of the people I listed in a previous question, who do their makeup really amazingly, they are pretty unique. Definitely some of the most unique people I've seen. I am very intrigued by people who show me things that I haven't seen before, which is rare, and I get frustrated because I feel like I've just seen everything all the time. Just everything's a repeat. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know if people are as unique as they could once be, because everything's been done before, you know? Us as humans, we can only come up with so much on our own, and Lord knows it's a lot easier to just go with the flow, you know? It's hard to blaze your own path when everyone's been blazing their own path for the past, like, 3,000 years or whatever. So, there's that. Potatoes or sweet potatoes? That's in stark contrast to the last question, but just as serious, because I take my potato products really seriously. I'd probably say potatoes, though, because, I mean, French fries, sweet potato fries, definitely, I'd take those over regular fries, but potatoes, you can have chips, and you can have, like, potato bread, and, like, potato pancakes, and, like, hash browns, like, you know, there's just so much you can do. Sweet potatoes, definitely good, but I'd have to go with regular potatoes. AFI or Black Audio song that will immediately start scream singing no matter the situation. All of them, any of them, but as of recently, me and my friends will sing Rolling Balls all the time because it's really funny and we enjoy the song. Black Audio, I like Faith Healer, I like Anointed, those are top Black Audio songs for me. Why are seals just fat otters? Go fuck yourself, Andrew. I'm not answering that question. Seals are just fat otters, though. I'm not gonna lie. What do you want to be doing in the next 5 years? I have no fucking idea. Zero. No clue. If you would have asked me this question 5 years ago, I would have been like, I don't know. And I'm still like, I don't know. Hopefully not miserable. Hopefully not dead. Hopefully not severely disabled in some manner. If I'm alive and I'm living in 5 years, that's cool with me. I've been considering being a makeup artist, though, just because of all the things in my life that I enjoy doing. Makeup is one of them, if not the only one of them, and I may or may not be able to make a living off of it, so we'll see. Might be a makeup artist, probably won't. Name 3 bands of which you're ashamed that you ever liked them. Why you gotta do this to me? Those of you who may know that I have gone through a horrific scene kid phase, as you can still tell by my hair, because I'm still trying to revive it. But 3 bands that I'm super ashamed of. One of them is the worst band that anyone could ever like. You can guess which that one is in the comments. Another one is Falling in Reverse, Sleeping with Sirens. Never liked Pierce the Veil though, so I can make sure that that one isn't on the list. Anything that's like super sceney weeny metalcore, post-hardcore, I'm not into that much anymore. It's not my favorite. What was the silliest thing someone ever said about your clothing or apparel? I honestly don't get too much flack for it, just because I don't like to surround myself with bullshit people. Um, uh, not much. I mean, I got a comment yesterday on one of my videos, and it's like, oh, those things in your lip, no one's ever gonna kiss you. Gross, you don't need them. It's like shit like that. And I'm like, I don't care at all. Like, I don't really give a fuck. People don't give me shit, and if they do, I generally just tell them to fuck off. What's a band everyone seems to love, but you hate them? Five Finger Death Punch is the first band that comes to mind. It's one of those bands that I think everyone who, like, gets into metal gets into them, but I never, not my deal. Besides that, Megadeth? Everyone loves Megadeth. Everyone also loves Bauhaus. I'm not really big fans of these bands. They're okay. I mean, they're not bad. They're not bad at all. They're just not my style. Like, freaking Dave Mustaine is a great guitar player. He's just a dick, and I hate his voice. That kind of stuff. How gay are you for me? So gay, dude. Like, the gayest. Where do I find cheap band tees online? And how to keep a relationship as great as yours? Love your style. From Spain. Hi. Cheap band tees online. I thrift basically everything, because thrifting is just easier. I feel like it's better for your life. It's better for your wallet. So I would go on Depop or eBay or Amazon if you don't want to thrift it. Amazon usually has pretty cheap ones, but generally just look out for indiemerch.com. There's Rockabilia. They're kind of expensive though. But indie merch is usually pretty decent. But like I said, just thrift stuff. And how to keep a relationship as great as yours. Basically, just make sure that whoever you're dating is like your best friend ever. Like, that's why I'm like, I don't really need like a best friend, because like my best friend's right there. Like, if I like have a problem, I could just be like, yo, here's what's going down, you know? Like, usually you can treat your boyfriend and your best friend like the same. They know like the same amount about you, because I mean, if you're looking for a relationship that's gonna work, you're gonna need to be very compatible and very open, and generally just, you know, have common interests and feelings, and it's hard to explain, but just make sure they're your best friend. What punk bands are you into? That's an interesting question. I also went through a heavy punk phase where I was just like super into punk. I don't know. I mean, ironically, my favorite punk band is AFI because they were punk originally, and their punk stuff is my favorite punk stuff. But I also am a fan of the Dead Kennedys, the Vandals. I was gonna say the B-52s, but they're not really punk. Black Flag, the Circle Jerks. Who else did I used to listen to a lot? The Misfits, of course, they're way up there. Yeah, I mean, there's, you know, Bad Religion and Pennywise, but those are like the other brackets. There's all different kinds of stuff. That's about it. That was a long-ass video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I answered some questions you guys may have had. I'll probably do this again sometime in the future. If you like this, you can hit the button about my stupid face and get more of the stupid face in your YouTube feed. And if that's not enough, you can add me, follow me, like me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and or Snapchat at CampbellCatX, one word. I will see you there. Yeah. I feel like there should be more to this video, but there's not. Whatever. I love you guys. Bye.